he went public with a new relationship. On my program this evening, I am joined by Tej Pratap's estranged wife, a lady who says she's been through a lot of trauma and who is exposing the hypocrisy of the Lalu Prasad family. Her name is Aishwarya Rai. We all know her. Aishwarya, thank you for joining us this evening. Before I talk to you about what you've been through and what you feel about the weekend's family drama, here's a quick news report on what happened, in case you missed it.
Just months ahead of the assembly elections, one of Bihar's most prominent political families is in the race against time to save its image. Rashtriya Janata Dal patriarch Lalu Prasad Yadav expelled his son Tej Pratap for 6 years, citing his irresponsible conduct and departure from core family values. This after Tej Pratap, in a purported social media post, claimed to be in a relationship outside his estranged marriage. Even as Lalu tried to insulate the family from the scandal, sending bad optics going into the elections, Tej Pratap's first wife spilled the beans. In explosive tell-all to Republic, Tej Pratap's estranged first wife Aishwarya Rai said the entire Yadav family was involved in the domestic abuse targeted at her.
These people are creating a very good drama because in 6 months there is elections, so they are trying to hide all his acts by outscarting them of their family and party. He's not been expelled from anywhere, and they all are together and they plan everything.
Narrating her ordeal at her in-laws, Aishwarya said the family even stopped giving her food while turning her into a mental and emotional wreck with regular taunts and torture.
First they told me leave the house. Then they started mentally abusing me. My foods were stopped, and then after that, when things went out of control, she threw me out in the rain and she told me, कुछ भी हो जाए, अब तो तुमको हम बाहर निकाल के रहेंगे.
She said while she belongs to a respectable family, she has been made to feel like a criminal with frequent court appearances in connection with the divorce case.
How would I feel when I have to go through to court and deal with such accusations which I have not done? I feel worse than a criminal. My feelings, everything has been shattered. Every time it's like, नहीं इसी का गलती, नहीं इसी का गलती है.
Meanwhile, sensing the kill, the BJP took a whale dig at the Yadav family.
लोक लज्जा बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है और राजनेताओं को विशेष तौर पर इस पर ध्यान रखना.
As the polls near and skeletons tumble out, will the RJD be left to rue the scandal?
Aishwarya, in the period that you were in Lalu's house, Lalu Prasad's house, you say that you were beaten, you were denied food, and you were tortured. I want you to tell us how you were beaten, denied food, and tortured, as much detail as you want to share. I think people should know.
They started with a good drama they created that the maid, first what they did, that the maid have run off. Then after a few days, they started locking the kitchen so that I won't be able to even cook food for myself or even get drinkable water. I was denied of the basic women need, which is sanitary napkin, which unfortunately that day I had nobody to depend on. So I asked her, okay, can you just help me? She said, अब जो भी होगा तुम्हारा बाप जाने. And then after that, when the things got out of hand, then her son instigated that, beat her up, throw her out of the house, and do such thing so that I can come back.
No, when you say her son, you're referring to Tej Pratap?
Yes, I'm referring to Rabri Devi ji, who has done these all things towards me, and this was instigated by Tej Pratap ji.
And what were the other peculiar reasons, why all this happened? What can you tell us about Tej Pratap's behavior, what he does, how he was towards you?
I don't want to talk about these things when he is doing such of things in public. I don't want to go back and look at that picture, what he was with me, or what scenarios was created by them at that moment. Today, they have humiliated me and traumatized me.
But now you see, Lalu says that he stands for values. He stands for family values, family traditions. And to uphold family values and traditions, he is expelling Tej Pratap from the party, because he does not like these videos that he put out of Tej Pratap with another woman. So you've seen these videos, of course. So what are your thoughts on the video and the response of the Lalu Prasad family to that?
These videos have exposed his wrongdoings, and the step which Lalu Prasad Yadav ji has taken is just to whitewash his image. And this is a whole drama they are creating, because elections are in 6 months. They are all together, and they stand for social justice. But where was this social justice stand when I was getting beaten up, wrongly accused of everything, and 7 years I have been fighting? They have been supporting him with influence and with money. And today, with a tweet, he wants to make everybody believe that he stands up for social justice. When I was beaten up, when I was wrongly accused, when I was humiliated, traumatized, why the social justice stand was not taken up?
Are you separated now, or have you been able to get a divorce? What is the technical position of your marriage?
My technical position of court is still going on in the court. I'm not divorced yet.
Are you seeking a divorce?
He has filed for a divorce. I have not filed for divorce. I have been wrongly accused by him for everything.
But when you've been through so much, why aren't you wanting to be divorced from him? Why would you want to remain married to him?
I want justice. I want answers. Why me? Why I was beaten up? Why I was
Who beat you up,
wrongly
Aishwarya? Who beat
accused?
you up? You say you've been beaten up many times. Can you tell me, specify, who was it in the family or outside?
Rabri Devi ji has beaten me up.
Beaten you up with what? Like with her hands or with?
With hands and with her bodyguards, which was given her by the state.
Her bodyguards, Rabri Devi's bodyguards, have been involved in beating you up inside the house?
Yes. Dragging me by head.
Now, would you just mind waiting for a minute? I just want to get some other panelists on. Aishwarya, if you don't mind, I want to get some others. People are very concerned about what you've been through. Satya, this is really shocking.
This is absolutely
Satya is
very disgusting, very shocking.
Very
The man who just claimed the Masiha of social justice failed to provide justice within the family. Either he is just doing all the drama since he is in politics. Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav, Where are you sleeping and sitting? When your family member, a lady, Aishwarya Rai, was denied even as basic amenities like sanitary napkins, she claimed that.
She said so.
She said so. We are feeling very shameful on your act, that Bihar, which is known for respecting women, and you have disrespected your family member. You shameful person. You are not the Messiah of social justice. You are the Messiah of social injustice.
And you
Miss Rabri Devi, you have been the CM of the state, and you beaten her up in your
home,
your house, and she is the granddaughter of a ex-chief minister of Bihar, Daroga Prasad Rai.
Yes, yes.
She is so powerful. If she would not have been powerful, you would have killed her. I don't have any doubt regarding this family, Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav ji. Today, the whole India is asking you one question. When you are going to say sorry in the public life that Miss Aishwarya, Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav is sorry for all the affairs committed by Mr. Tej Pratap Yadav.
See, I'm not.
And definitely
I'm not clear yet.
Yeah.
On what basis, why he has removed Tej Pratap. Because he didn't act against Tej Pratap when his own daughter-in-law said that I'm being beaten up in the house. When there were various accusations about his deviant behavior, he didn't remove Tej Pratap when he went around behaving like, dressing up like that. He didn't remove Tej Pratap even when he insulted a policeman or appeared to be inebriated in public. But he has done so after he's put out these pictures. So the question to ask the RJD spokesperson is, he's put out pictures of his relationship with another woman, which he says, I've been in a relationship for 12 years. This man is almost 40 years old. My question is, does a 40-year-old man not have a right to have any relationship? What is the...
This is legally incorrect. He is married. He is not divorced.
He's not divorced.
He is not divorced, and the lady he is in relationship with, the video is viral. It is claimed that he has already married this lady. So if it is proved in the court of law, under Hindu Marriage Act, Tej Pratap will be behind bar. And regarding Lalu Prasad Yadav, removing Tej Pratap is a nautanki completely, because Lalu Prasad Yadav does not believe in any kind of moderation. He is as much conservative as any Khap Panchayat father could be.
I want to ask you, Priyanka, why has he removed Tej Pratap from the party?
Arnab ji, when there are more pressing issues in the nation like poverty, hunger index, unemployment, and Pahalgam, where 26 people were brutally murdered, along with 22 dying in Punch, we are here to discuss the personal life
chances of justice to a woman. Come on.
Shut up.
Come on.
Shut up.
If same thing happened to you, Miss Bharti.
If
same thing happened to you, Miss Bharti.
Won't spread your venom
you
here.
tolerate this?
I didn't barge in. Keep your mouth shut.
And if same thing happened to you, how would your family feel?
Keep your mouth shut. Look at the language.
Keep your mouth shut.
Don't use this language. Priyanka, let's be respectful towards
You don't
have
when he was speaking, I was listening to him silently. Why this man is so hateful towards RJD, towards Lalu Prasad, towards the Messiah of social justice, towards the women who comes from OBC community, because he hates us. This Mishra hates us. I know this.
Oh, come on. Now you have played a victim card.
Now listen, get the answers.
Come on. You don't have answer. You are supporting crime against women, Miss Bharti. You are not taking a stand today to resign from the party to support Aishwarya Rai. You don't have guts.
You are saying she should resign from the party. Why should she resign from the party?
Because she is not taking a stand in support of Aishwarya, a woman. She is just trying to save the face of Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav.
Okay.
That's the reality. And now she is labeling other people.
Okay, let her reply. Let her reply.
No. When you are trying to go below the belt,
but we do not have any respect as a spokesperson of RJD.
No? You should also ask for justice for Jashoda Ben. Unka sindur lekhe kaun gaya? She doesn't deserve justice.
Now the question goes to the question here is very serious allegations.
No. Very politely, Jashoda Ben have never come out to say any kind of injustice. Okay?
Very serious allegations made about Rabri Devi, where Tuhin, it was alleged by Aishwarya Rai. I believe it should be a matter of investigation. Maybe police case can be filed. Maybe Rabri Devi should be brought in for questioning. She should answer these charges, because if she has
Arnab, can I make a point, please?
Yes. No, you can make your point. But my point is, Why do you think Lalu has thrown out Tej Pratap suddenly? All this while, there have been so many allegations against this man and against his own family. But suddenly, before the elections, he's removed Tej Pratap and nobody seems convinced by it.
Arnab, while the allegations against Lalu Yadav and his family are very grave, we would ideally have, not politicized it. If you look at Lalu Yadav's tweet, he is the one who has politicized it with this fake grandstanding, moral grandstanding, when he says, हमारे सामाजिक न्याय के लिए सामूहिक संघर्ष को कमजोर करता है. So therefore, allow me some time to explain what is the सामाजिक संघर्ष of Lalu Yadav. I have with me this book, Broken Promises, written by Mrityunjay Sharma. Inka samajik sangharsh. This is not the first time Lalu Yadav's family has been allegedly involved in crime. The only difference is the crime which they used to perpetrate socially and across the state. The same crime used to take place in this case inside his house, which is now out in the open.
Very sad.
There are multiple such cases, involving, there was a very, very grave case of Shilpi Gautam murder in 1999, where his own brother-in-law Sadhu Yadav was directly accused. Why did Lalu Yadav?
Priyanka, let him complete. Priyanka, let him complete.
Right now, there are a host of RJD leaders. There were a host of RJD leaders, which included Shahabuddin, which included Taslimuddin, which included Mrityunjay Yadav, which included his own brother-in-law, who have all kinds of cases against them involving abuse of women. Why did Lalu Yadav not sack them? The only reason he has sacked his son today is because the entire family seems complicit. The entire family was aware of what was going on in Tej Pratap's life for the last 12 years. They ruined the life of Aishwarya, and I think this Arnab constitutes a very grave crime in which the entire family is complicit. The mere sacking of Tej Pratap Yadav will not do. I think Lalu Yadav owes an apology to the nation, and he's anyway out of politics.
My question is that on this point, a question goes here, Satya. A question goes here, very serious question. That is the reason why he has been asked to thrown out of the party. You see, there have been legal proceedings to dissolve the marriage between Aishwarya and Tej Pratap for some time. Now, there are very senior leaders of the RJD, like Raghuvansh Prasad Singh. He was humiliated and insulted and abused by Tej Pratap. That time, Lalu did not do anything. There is the state chief, Jagdanand Singh, I think his name is Jagdanand Singh. He was also abused and attacked, and they said that this is the way, he has behaved with us. But then there was no action taken against him. And these cases of Tej Pratap's behavior have been rampant. This time, Priyanka, so much has happened. I put out a video recently, I don't know if you saw it, of the policeman being insulted by Tej Pratap on Holi Day. It was so shocking. It was so shocking at that point of time. Yet, the family took no action against him. You saw these visuals? Did you see these pictures of how he was insulting a person in uniform?
The decision which Lalu Prasad as a father took is wondrous. It's difficult for any father to take. You see, a father is losing a son, the mother is losing a son, a brother is losing his brother, a sister
What about the daughter-in-law they treated like that? You think Aishwarya Rai is lying? Aishwarya Rai says that I was denied food.
Above family.
I was denied food. The kitchen was closed. I was beaten up by Rabri Devi. Do you think she's lying?
These all are,
as a woman, do you feel that she's lying there? Would any woman lie like that? About what she's been through? No, you tell me one thing. What do you feel about Aishwarya Rai and what she went through?
I am nobody to feel anything about
Why nobody?
Aishwarya Rai. I am party spokesperson to talk here about the principles and ideals of the party, what our takes are, and just...
But do the principles and ideals of the party allow Aishwarya Rai to be tortured? To be denied food, for the kitchen to be closed?
Who are we to talk about her? It's sub judice in the court, and if whatever happened...
Whatever happened? You call it whatever?
We will decide about that.
You call it whatever?
And in the end,
why do you dismiss it as whatever? Aren't you being little insensitive towards Aishwarya Rai?
No, I'm not being insensitive. How can I be insensitive towards any woman? I said the matter is
what she said. You heard her before you came on air. What do you feel about what she went through?
Arnab, if this question has to be asked, then all types of questions which is going below the belt should be asked. Like,
you can't
what Yashoda feels.
You can't counter this.
What Yashoda feels.
No.
When
My question is that you heard what she went through. I felt very bad for her. Satya,
I also feel very bad for Yashoda.
I feel that this is such a, because she's come out and she's spoken about it and she went through something. You must, why are you supporting Lalu Prasad in this? Why are you supporting Lalu Prasad in this? Do you feel Lalu Prasad should have been a little bit more sensitive earlier? I mean, not now.
Father, how sensitive it? How much sensitive?
Is it a political move? You feel?
His own son from a party?
Is it a political move? Satya,
a useless son has been thrown out of the party and the family, and useful son has been kept inside the family. It's a political gimmick of Lalu Prasad Yadav. He has no morality regarding that. What happened because the people of Bihar started feeling, such kind of son he is having, who is just enjoying even after marriage. I don't have any objection with that. He may be in different kind of love affair, whatever he may do in his personal life. But the thing is that Lalu Prasad Yadav is a conservative man. He thought in a different view.
I also find it. One thing I also find strange here, Priyanka, is that suppose he has a relationship, right, with this other lady, Anushka, whatever her name is.
Anushka Yadav.
Then he puts out a tweet. I mean, then he has to be a complete coward to say it was AI generated, somebody has hacked it. That's stupid. I mean, if either you acknowledge it, that I'm in another relationship, and be public with it. I think Tej Pratap also here is playing a dual role.
Snoopgate incident? Have you heard about Snoopgate?
The entire Lalu family is
now,
who was that woman?
One minute. Tohin, what are you saying, Tohin?
I just said...
They are saying it's a private matter. Tohin, they are saying it's a family matter. They are saying Lalu should be praised for taking action against his son.
View of nation.
They are saying that they should be everyone on. They are saying that she's saying
Khap ka baap. Has Lalu Prasad become Khap ka baap? That he is removing a legal heir. He has no right to remove a legal heir from his family. Doesn't he know that? He has studied law in Patna University.
Is there a family struggle going on? You think it's a power struggle?
There is a power struggle because you know what happened. He is the eldest son. He has never given any due respect in the family. There is a power struggle because different point of time he has.
One minute. Tohin is saying, Tohin, I lost out.
इस तकलीफ की वजह लालू प्रसाद
अर्नब for Lalu Yadav's family, for RJD, सामाजिक न्याय का संघर्ष is the code word for depraved behavior. I'm asking you, why did you not take action against Shahabuddin? Mohammad Shahabuddin was the most dreaded gangster in the late 1990s. He used to wreak havoc across the Siwan region.
Who is your alliance partner? Muzaffarpur Balika Agriculture. Do you remember it? Should I remind you?
Lalu Yadav today
14-year-old girls being raped.
He realizes the entire
and provided to ministers.
Perhaps co-conspirators.
You remember it?
They are co-conspirators.
You are in alliance with that Nitish Kumar.
And they think that, with this quick fix solution, he can redeem himself. He will not be able to redeem himself. Bihar will never forgive this family. The kind of damage.
Forgive Mr. Modi.
And now upon.
Will Yashoda Ben forgive Mr. Modi?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is an ongoing situation. I'll follow it up politically. I just believe that I felt very sad at hearing about all the things that Aishwarya told us about. And where I would say to Priyanka is, regardless of your being a political spokesperson, there must be empathy for what Aishwarya has gone through. Ladies and gentlemen, at 9 p.m. tonight, the foreign minister and what he said to the Congress, the inside story of what happened in that parliamentary meeting and the new controversy it's set off.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho Befikar. Co-powered by best internationally recognized hospitality education brand in India.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
विमल में गुलिस्तां के ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ घुलें तो जी लग जाए और दिल कहे कि स्वाद की जुबान में खुद को ऐसे डुबाऊं कि निकल ना पाऊं। विमल की जुबान कुछ है ही ऐसी, मानते हैं? विमल, बोलो जुबान कैसी?
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar and I'm here to tell you that also gives me the license to guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
Join International Institute of Hotel Management.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Where the software engineer meets the gifted content writer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
We don't just get you the headlines, we report on them. We get information from the highest level of sources. We get you news from the men in uniform, from those on the front. At Republic School of Journalism, you will learn how real reporting is done on the ground and in real time. The RSG Diploma course begins on June 30th. If you want to lead the story, start here.
I have seen what it takes to report from the front line. Accuracy, urgency, courage, and responsibility. At Public School of Journalism, you will be trained for all that reality. It's not theory, it's live learning. Inside a working newsroom from day first. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most, RSJ is where you begin. Course begins on June 30th. Apply now.
I have seen what it takes to report from the front lines. Accuracy, courage, urgency, and responsibility. At Republic School of Journalism, you will be trained for that.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho Befikar. Co-powered by Best Internationally Recognized Hospitality Education Brand in India.
Where the software engineer meets the cool UI UX designer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
Mahi sir, how much do you love your fans?
Honestly, I love my new fans. पुराने वाले बेकार में शोर करते
सर फैंस हैं शोर तो करेंगे ही ना
नए वाले नहीं करते and they listen to what I say.
The new generation Orient BLDC fans. Super silent performance with voice control.
Silly me, I thought
Cricket fans.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar and I'm here to tell you that also gives me the license to guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
Join International Institute of Hotel Management.
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
I have seen what it takes to report from the front line. Accuracy, urgency, courage, and responsibility. At Public School of Journalism, you will be trained for all that reality. It's not theory, it's live learning. Inside a working newsroom from day first. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most, RSJ is where you begin. Course begins on June 30th. Apply now.
We don't just get you the headlines, we report on them. We get information from the highest level of sources. We get you news from the men in uniform, from those on the front. At Republic School of Journalism, you will learn how real reporting is done on the ground and in real time. The RSJ Diploma course begins on June 30th. If you want to lead the story, start here.
Seen what it takes to report from the front lines. Accuracy, courage, urgency, and responsibility. At Republic School of Journalism, you will be trained for that reality. It is not theory. It is live learning from inside a working newsroom from day one. If you want to report the truth when it matters,
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Time now for the nation's sharpest opinion. And what has happened is that there's been a meeting of the Consultative Committee in Parliament which looks at foreign policy issues. And they're prepped by Rahul Gandhi, Mukul Wasnik and KC Venugopal, Rahul Gandhi loyalists, tried to take on Jaishankar, who really gave it back today. Over the last 10 days, the Congress party has perfected the art of repeating a lie that the government had given advance notice to Pakistan that it would carry out strikes, hence preparing Pakistan for a likely response. And I personally, Abhishek, have not heard of a bigger lie than that. And what's worse, it also compromises our national interest and our national position. So can you just tell us what happened today in that meeting when the EAM, Jaishankar, was face-to-face with several MPs, including two feisty ones from the Congress. What did he say?
And well-prepared Congress MPs, the names you took, Arnab.
Prepared with what? Prepared with what?
Prepared to attack Jaishankar,
okay,
obviously.
Right.
So, given the fact that this was third briefing that the External Affairs Minister has had with parliamentarians. So first one was the all-party meeting. Then there was the briefing for the External Affairs Standing Committee of the Parliament, and then this one, which is the Consultative Committee of the Parliamentary Affairs Ministry. And Jaishankar was livid that these Congress leaders keep coming back with the same charge, obviously because they have been asked by Rahul Gandhi, their leader, to do so. Now, he was a little exasperated that this is happening again and again and again. So he said, are you questioning me or are you questioning the DGMO? Are you questioning the Indian Army?
Precisely the point.
Because
Precisely
he said that what I have said in that soundbite, which has been picked up for a play of words by Rahul Gandhi and then the Congress ecosystem, is something which was said by the Indian Army also. When the DGMO did his first briefing, he said that the first communication we had was on 7th of May in the morning after Operation Sindur strikes, which took out the terror infrastructure. We called the Pakistanis and told them that we want to stop here because we have achieved our military objectives and the terror infrastructure is taken down. From here on, if you hit back, we will respond with double.
And that is what was meant when he said at the start of this war, we told them that our targets are your epicenters of terrorism.
Yes.
And we can stop it here if you want.
Yes.
But because they hit back, we hit back harder.
Yes. And Jaishankar said that from the day the Pahalgam terror attack has happened, through the days of Operation Sindur and till today, there is absolutely no communication whatsoever which has happened at any level between India and Pakistan except for the two DGMOs talking. So this again and again, these attacks coming in from the Congress leadership again and again that, oh, Jaishankar gave away, there was a tip-off that maybe the government has spoken to Pakistani side behind the scenes, etc. He said, no, nothing like that has happened. The Americans, because they were concerned and they wanted to talk to both the sides, which of course they are free to, they were told, and Jaishankar said, I spoke to Marco Rubio twice, and every time I said, if the Pakistanis hit one bullet, we will hit back with 4 bullets. The onus of escalation is on their side, not on us. So far as our military objectives are concerned, they have been attained. But if the Pakistanis so want to continue, they can, at, of course, their costs.
So he's made it absolutely clear that it's a bilateral military level understanding. And that's the point I've been laboring as well. I don't understand what Rahul Gandhi is trying to say all along. At this point of time, to take a position against your country's national interest is the worst act that you can do. And to do it knowingly, to do it publicly, is basically making Rahul Gandhi very, very popular in Pakistan. It almost makes me feel, Abhishek, that he wants to cultivate Pakistan as a political constituency. But the other thing which the foreign minister also made a point of, I want you to just briefly elaborate that. He said that Marco Rubio sort of indicated that Pakistan could hit back hard.
Yes.
And what was our response then?
So exactly, without suggesting that maybe Pakistan can cross the nuclear threshold, because that was never said insofar as nuclear signaling goes from the Pakistani side, is what Americans are saying. But they were concerned that when Pakistan says that they will escalate, maybe that the Americans assumed that they might escalate beyond that threshold, and that's when they said to India that should we look at de-escalation, to which Jaishankar said not once, twice. He told Marco Rubio that the onus of escalation lies entirely with the Pakistanis, because on the first day of the Operation Sindur itself, after the strikes were over, the DGMO had spoken to the Pakistani side and that if you want to stop, we can stop here. But because they did not, then we hit back with taking down some of their assets, air assets, PF assets at their air bases, 8 of them.
Yeah.
And then that's when Pakistanis realized the escalation is not going in their favor. So they sort of bought peace.
I don't know how anyone could be clearer than that. But with the Congress party, you never know. Here's a quick report, and then we have a hot political debate on what happened.
May 17, Rahul Gandhi began his misinformation campaign. May 19, despite a fact check from the Ministry of External Affairs, Rahul Gandhi continued taking the Pakistan line. May 23, Rahul continued the hue and cry and declared that India's foreign policy has collapsed on 3rd occasion. But Rahul's claims are not what happened during Operation Sindur and in the aftermath. External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar returned from a 3-nation visit and briefed a parliamentary consultative committee. Republic has exclusive inputs that External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has strongly criticized Congress over the recent allegations. While Rahul Gandhi is criticizing India's foreign policy, the External Affairs Minister shed light on the fact that only and only Turkey, Azerbaijan and China decided to give support to terror state Pakistan, while rest of the world stood with India and backed our counter-terror operations. And while the External Affairs Minister strictly busted Trump's false claims mediating a peace deal, the message to Pakistan and its supporters has been reiterated yet again by the Prime Minister.
22 तारीख के हमले के जवाब में हमने 22 मिनट में आतंकियों के 9 सबसे बड़े ठिकाने तबाह कर दिए। दुनिया ने और देश के दुश्मनों ने भी देख लिया कि जब सिंदूर बारूद बन जाता है तो नतीजा क्या होता है।
The symbiotic relationship between Pakistan and terrorism is exposed.
हम आतंक के आकाओं और आतंकी सरपरस्त सरकार को अलग अलग नहीं देंगे, उन्हें अलग अलग नहीं देखेंगे, उन्हें एक ही मानेंगे। पाकिस्तान का ये स्टेट और नॉन स्टेट एक्टर वाला खेल अब नहीं चलेगा। आपने देखा होगा पूरी दुनिया में पाकिस्तान की पोल खोलने के लिए हमारे देश के 7 अलग अलग प्रतिनिधिमंडल पूरे विश्व भर में पहुंच रहे हैं और इसमें देश के सभी राजनीतिक दलों के लोग हैं।
It's time that Congress also falls in line, stops questioning forces and keeps the nation first.
I will start by giving an opportunity to the opposition. I personally think Anmol and Nahid Lari Khan, I see you both. I welcome Sanju, Jyotsna of the BJP and TDP. I welcome Ishkaran. But, you know, Nahid, I believe that at this point of time, when the government has made a position clear, it looks very bad to try and take brownie points out of your perceived understanding of a statement of Jaishankar. Jaishankar has said very clear, see, the communication between the two countries was through the Director General of Military Operations. No politician was in touch either side. That's point one. Secondly, the army has said that we were speaking to each other. And Lieutenant General Ghai, a very senior and respected officer who's DGMO for the army, he said, I got a call from the Pakistanis after we hit them at 1:30 a.m. on the 9th. And they appealed for peace. And that conversation happened with the Pakistanis on the early morning, I think, of 10th.
Yeah.
Right? So, if you continue to try and question what the government has said, you are actually questioning the army. I don't think we should question the army and to question the integrity of the army and to say that the army is lying. I cannot think of anything worse than that. Of course, it's a dishonest thing to do, which is what Jaishankar has said. But I think there is no brownie point to be got here, Nahid. The whole country is with the army, with the government. And I don't think we should say something as terrible as we called the Pakistanis and gave them advance notice when nobody has said that. And that is something which should not even be claimed by anyone in their dreams. I don't know why the opposition is doing it. I urge the opposition leaders to behave responsibly at this time and not try and say things which will help the Pakistanis. Nahid, this is my view. The External Affairs Minister has said it straight today and the army has said it straight. Let's not keep poking holes just for the sake of it. My view, Nahid, what would your response be after what has been said today again?
No, since the day Foreign Minister, he spoke about it. After that, he went on a three-day tour. He went abroad. But then after that, I've been on this on debates on various channels on this particular topic only. Sometimes BJP people say कि बयान को तोड़ मरोड़ के रखा गया है. Sometimes BJP and the channel say it's a fake video. It's a AI made video. Now recently, Nishikant Dubey, BJP's MP, he said that this was informed. We informed BJP. We informed Pakistan because as per 91 agreement, this was the last thing that Mr. Nishikant Dubey said. Now, Mr. Jaishankar, that's a separate issue that, he was one person, raat tak, yes sir, haath bande khade rehte the. Overnight, he became a minister. That's a secondary issue. But now he's saying that, no, it's not like this. It's all right.
What did you say? Haath band ke khade rehte the? 1 minute. 1 minute. What did you say? Why do you speak so disrespectfully about the bureaucracy? He was foreign secretary of the country. What do you mean by saying haath band ke khade rehte the? ये attitude क्या है?
तो ये तो अच्छी बात है ना, हाथ बांधना कोई खराब बात
नहीं नहीं, आप बहुत ही डिसरिस्पेक्टफुली बात कर रही है, आपका मतलब क्या है?
हाथ बांधना खराब बात हो तो आप बताइए कि हाथ बांधना खराब बात है?
नहीं, आपने कहा कल तक हाथ बांध के खड़े रहते थे।
He became a minister. That's a very good thing. Now how is it troubling you?
No, it's not troubling me. It's the attitude of समाजवादी पार्टी कि नेता जो है हाथ सामने रखते हैं और ब्यूरोक्रेट जो है IAS, IFS, IPS कोई भी हो, सेक्रेटरी टू गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया हो, मगर उनको हाथ बांध के खड़े रहना पड़ता है। दिस इज सच बैड डिसरिस्पेक्ट फॉर डोमेन नॉलेज। आप ऐसे आपका एटीट्यूड ऐसा क्यों है? पहली बात बताइए नाहिद लारी जी, यू आर एन एजुकेटेड पर्सन. You know, I am so proud of IAS, IFS officers, members of the National Security Advisory Board. Ajit Doval, who's National Security Advisor, is from the IPS. There are various people in our country, you know, who have got educated in the topmost universities, Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard. They come and work for the country. And आप इन सारे educated लोगों को, जिनको हम technocrat कहते हैं, डोमेन एक्सपर्ट्स कहते हैं, आप इंसल्ट करते हैं मेरे प्रोग्राम पे आकर कि कल तक तो ये हाथ बांध के खड़े रहते थे. यू सी दिस अप्रोच, ये लालू प्रसाद वाली अप्रोच, ये चेंज करना पड़ेगा आपको. ये 2025 की भारत है. आप ऐसे बात मत कीजिए कि बस पॉलिटिशियंस की कोई हैसियत है, बाकी सब लोग हाथ बांध के खड़े रहते हैं. ऐसे बात नहीं करना चाहिए आपको. यू शुड नॉट टॉक लाइक दैट. Even Ishkaran is taking objection. Ishkaran, you are taking objection.
Not only bureaucracy. How do they talk about the armed forces? That is also important because all the briefings, all the statements have been made with armed forces.
नहीं, मैं कह रहा हूँ. I am saying to you, नाहिद जी, one minute, Ishkaran, नाहिद जी, मैं तो मुद्दे पे हूँ. I am only saying that क्या यही अप्रोच है जिसके कारण आप लोगों ने आर्मी चीफ को सड़क का गुंडा कहा था? Everyone on? ये अप्रोच है, हाथ बांध के खड़े रहना, सड़क का गुंडा.
अब मैं बोल लूं?
ऐसे बात नहीं करनी चाहिए.
नहीं, अब मैं बोल लूं?
हाँ, बोलिए.
अभी मैं भी बताती हूँ कि किसके बारे में आपको कैसी बात नहीं करनी चाहिए. अब अलाउ करिएगा. ये जो आप बता रहे हैं,
मैं कोई रैंडम पेपर पे कमेंट नहीं कर सकता.
What is all this?
What is this random paper you picked up?
No. At least I need to share the news because you need to at least read newspapers and understand what the Prime Minister. I'm talking about the Prime Minister of a country.
You want to target the Prime Minister.
Front page news that the Prime Minister of the country has strongly criticized his own party leaders, and he has
this cannot be a monologue by this
unnecessary statements regarding Operation Sindur. Not even once has the Prime Minister of the country taken name of any other opposition or any other party. He has
why okay why
even
okay,
the name has come out. Vijay Shah and Vijay Shah है, और इसमें और भी जो पार्टी के इनके जो लीडर्स हैं और जो राज्यसभा सांसद है, उप मुख्यमंत्री, जो घटिया और अनर्गल बातें कर रहे हैं ऑपरेशन सिंदूर को लेकर, महिलाओं को लेकर, 70 करोड़ महिलाओं को लेकर.
I am if that is true, one minute, नाहिद, a minute please. नाहिद, मेरी बात सुनेंगे आपकी? आप एक तरफा बात करेंगे.
वो अलग बात है कि उसके बाद उनके ऊपर कोई एक्शन नहीं हुआ.
Okay, नाहिद, one point. नाहिद जी, एक मिनट. देखिए, नाहिद जी, listen to me.
He hasn't sacked them also.
Nahid ji, listen to me. Nahid ji, listen to me. I think, Nahid, can you listen to me? Can you listen to me for 1 minute? आप ये पेपर रखिए. See, the issue I am raising, Abhishek, Nahid is not understanding the seriousness of the issue. I am saying आपको बीजेपी से प्रॉब्लम है, आपको गवर्नमेंट से प्रॉब्लम है, मगर इतनी क्रिटिसिज्म मत कीजिए जिससे आप अपने आर्मी के खिलाफ हो जाए. I want Sanju to come in on this. Abhishek, I think let Sanju counter.
अरे भाई, मोदी जी जो है बीजेपी के,
you have to moderate the debate. I did not.
Nahid ji, now let Sanju respond to you. Nahid, you have spoken for the last 7 minutes. Let Sanju respond to you.
Let me first finish this off.
You are not finishing, no?
All party delegation has
learned to speak English.
And it's come out in newspaper.
It's 6 minutes.
You are not able to speak coherently.
This is
हिंदी में बात करिए, अंग्रेजी नहीं आती तो हिंदी में बात करिए. You are not able to speak coherently in English. You're blabbering some nonsense. I'm not able to fathom what you're trying to blabber. शांत हो जाइए. Arnab, I refuse to debate every day. This cannot be a monologue by the opposition and then you get BJP to be heckled by these nincompoops.
आप पेपर जरा नाहिद जी आप 2 मिनट शांत होके आप जरा इनकी बात सुन लीजिए.
प्रतिनिधि मोदी जी ने अभी आपके टीवी में
आप
दिखाया.
you should not.
अरे बदतमीज महिला शांत हो जाओ. मैं अब तक चुप थी. बदतमीज महिला शांत हो जाओ.
पूरी दुनिया में
पहले अंग्रेजी बोलना सीखिए.
ओके
तो मोदी जी तो
बदतमीज महिला प्रधानमंत्री के बारे में टिप्पणी मत करिए. अरे बदतमीज महिला प्रधानमंत्री के बारे में अनाप शनाप मत बोलिए. ओके चलिए पहले इनको बोलने दीजिए. Let her finish talking.
She has finished.
Rubbish as she wants to. Then I will come in with talk back.
Okay, Nahid.
Your Mr. Modi is not saying anything against.
Okay, Nahid, now I'll have to just silence you for a second so that Sanju can respond to you. Thank you so much. Sanju, please. Thank you. Nahid, now I heard you for 8, 9, 10 minutes. Sanju.
Arnab, I don't want even, half the time that you gave the Samajwadi Party spokesperson. She spoke absolute gibberish. But I will make some important points. First and foremost, the entire cabal said Vijay Shah has abused Sofia Qureshi. On your channel and even otherwise, I have condemned that. But I have never seen the Samajwadi Party take a stand against Ram Gopal Yadav, who called Wing Commander Vyomika Singh a chamar. I refuse to debate. I refuse to debate. You can have this.
Nahid, please let her speak. Nahid, please.
What has he spoken about? Ladies, women who have
I've been keeping quiet. Shut up now. Shut up. I refuse to debate Arnab Goswami.
Nahid, listen. Nahid, you can't. You have to let others speak. Nahid, this is the precise problem. You see, Abhishek, what happens in these situations is one begins to believe that certain parties are not distinguishing between party position and national position. And I request.
You keep getting her on air.
Okay, let's get Nahid with Anmol on air for a while, please. Yeah. Let's get Sanju with Anmol on air, please. Nahid, take a break for a while. Thank you.
Sanju and Anmol.
And continue to give unnecessary statements.
आता जाता है नहीं पहले अंग्रेजी बोलना.
Okay, no personal attack.
One thing very clear. Okay, yeah, I can see Anmol on the other side. Hopefully, we will have a sensible debate. Arnab, I want to just say one thing. The Samajwadi Party keeps talking about the comments made by Vijay Shah against Sofia Qureshi. I have condemned it. Prime Minister Modi ने आज बोला है कि अपनी जुबान पर लगाम देना चाहिए लोगों को. Don't make untoward statements. But whenever they ask the Samajwadi Party, do you have the guts to condemn what Ram Gopal Yadav said about Wing Commander Vyomika Singh? इनके मुंह में दही जम जाता है. Ram Gopal Yadav said Vyomika Singh is a chamar. ये चमार जाति को belong करती है. I have not seen Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Vadra, Sonia Gandhi, Pawan Khera, Jairam Ramesh, who pretend to be holier than thou, condemning Ram Gopal Yadav. ये वही Ram Gopal Yadav है who had also abused using the C word. Yours is a family channel. He abused using the C word for our former CJI, Mr. Chandrachud. Why? Simply because Mr. Chandrachud के घर प्रधानमंत्री गए थे गणपति पूजा के दौरान. तो रामगोपाल यादव और समाजवादी पार्टी के जितने चरण चुंबक हैं, they are the last people who should be giving, certificates in nationalism to the BJP. My limited point is only this: have we destroyed 9 terror hubs of Pakistan? Answer is yes. Have we destroyed 11 air defense systems of Pakistan? The answer is yes. Have we destroyed the combat readiness of Pakistan? The answer is yes. Have we exposed the military vulnerability of Pakistan? The answer is yes. Have we called up the nuclear bluff of Pakistan? The answer is yes. Have we, for the first time in 65 years, put in abeyance the Indus Water Treaty, which only a Prime Minister of Narendra Modi's caliber could do? The answer is yes. क्या हमने पाकिस्तान को बूंद-बूंद पानी के लिए तरसा दिया है? The answer is yes. Have we struck at the heart of Pakistan's core DNA? That is Rawalpindi? The answer is yes. Have we struck hard at Jacobabad, Sialkot, Rahim Yar Khan base, Noor Khan base? The answer is yes. Have we gone beyond the NOC this time? The answer is yes. Have we gone beyond the international border this time? The answer is yes. Have we gone beyond POK this time? The answer is yes. Has any government in post-independent India's history ever struck at the heart of Pakistan like we did with Rawalpindi? The answer is no. So नरेंद्र मोदी ने वो कर दिखाया जो पिछले 60-70 सालों में किसी प्रधानमंत्री ने नहीं किया। नरेंद्र मोदी ने पाकिस्तान को उसकी औकात दिखाई। सिर्फ घर के अंदर घुसकर मारा नहीं, इस बार पाकिस्तान के सीने पर वार किया है। मिट्टी में मिला दिया है सियालकोट को, मिट्टी में मिला दिया है जकोबाबाद को, मिट्टी में मिला दिया है रहीम खान देश को, मिट्टी में मिला दिया है नूर खान देश को, और यहाँ बैठकर समाजवादी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, व्हाई डू दीज पीपल हु कांट स्पीक इंग्लिश कम ऑन इंग्लिश डिबेट्स? पहले अंग्रेजी सीखिए, ऑक्सफोर्ड डिक्शनरी।
You please go and listen. Please, I don't need English classes from you. I don't need English classes from you.
And you're giving bhashan. You need lessons from me, madam. You need lessons from me.
You don't need. Nobody needs any lessons from BJP. BJP only gives lessons how to abuse women, how to ill-treat women, how to use derogatory words for women. BJP only teaches all this. Your guru is the Vishnu.
I am going to show you your papa.
Guru.
Akhilesh Yadav has repeatedly abused Prime Minister Modi.
I think at this stage, what I like to do, if you allow me, Abhishek, I want to run the soundbite of what Jaishankar had said.
Yeah.
Can I just play it? So it should be abundantly clear. At no point does he say, we called Pakistan and told them in advance that we are going to hit you. No. He says that at the start of the conflict, we told them that we have hit your terrorist camps and we don't want to be escalatory with you.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to,
I think where the Congress is picking up is because for us, the first strikes were retribution. Conflict started after that because Pakistan thought that they can,
precisely. So what we have said here is that we did the retribution and then told them we don't want to escalate with you. It's your choice.
Yes.
They sent the drones. We hit them with a second and third round. Let's hear the soundbite. I don't think there's any controversy here. Let's hear it again. Play it the full thing.
At the start of the operation, we had sent a message to Pakistan saying we are striking at terrorist infrastructure. We are not striking at the military. So the military has an option of standing out and not interfering in this process. They chose not to take that good advice. Now, once they got hit as badly as they did on the morning of May 10th, and all of you have seen the, today the satellite pictures which actually bring out very graphically how much damage we did. By the way, the satellite pictures also bring out how little damage they did. So these pictures, I think, will tell you what a hit they took. And the same people who are not willing to stand down on 7th May were willing to talk and stand down on the 10th of May. It is very clear who wanted the cessation of firing.
So it's so clear here. I'll repeat the words before I take this into the next level of debate. And I'll bring in Jyotsna and Anmol on this. He says, at the start of the operation, we sent them a message that we are hitting your terrorist targets.
Yeah.
You have a choice not to hit the military targets, not to make it into a military conflict, which advice you chose not to take.
Yeah, he's talking about series of events which spanned out after May 7.
I can't believe it, Abhishek. They have turned this around to say that before we hit the terrorist targets, according to them, we called them. And said at so-and-so time we are going to hit your terrorist targets.
And they're still not stopping. I mean, to the extent that today Mr. Jaishankar was left livid. He said he had to say that, are you trying to attack the army now? Because his position is very clear and no communication whatsoever has happened.
I think today's been very clear here, and Anmol, I played the soundbite. I don't think anyone believes what you guys say has any base in the truth. So Anmol, I think it's good to pull back and say we got it wrong here, because there's no point hardening your position. You're only going to make it worse for yourself, And you should make it worse for yourself. Yes.
Good evening, Arnabji. Arnabji, at the start of your show, you said that questioning the government is questioning the army. So let me make it very clear that no one has ever questioned the army. All the 140 crore Indians stood with the Indian Armed Forces, with the central government, until they pull back.
No, I have a point to make to you, just to clarify, because you should get it right. What I said was, and I know, that the contact was single point contact between the DGMOs of both countries. And hence, what I said there was, if you are questioning the government, you are questioning the DGMO, a very distinguished soldier called Lieutenant General Rai. You are questioning the integrity of the army and the statements they have put out. I think, you can.
Arnab ji, all 140 crore Indians and the entire world saw that how our armed forces bravely took on the Pakistani army and destroyed 9 terrorist hideouts. Now, the US, their President Donald Trump has for the 8th time said कि भाई हमने मध्यस्थता कराई, हमने ये कहा कि अगर आप मध्यस्थता नहीं करेंगे तो हम
in his third statement when he was in the Middle East, Donald Trump, let me clarify to you, in his third statement, 1 minute, when he went to the Middle East, Donald Trump actually pulled back, where he said, I did not claim I have solved it, I may have had a role. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
as it happens, Anmol, nobody can take ownership of what Trump tweets and when. I don't think even his personal staff would be taking ownership in any manner.
Abhishek ji, it is for the 8th time that Donald Trump has said that he was the mediator between India and Pakistan. Is that not an insult to our army?
No, it's not. I'll tell you why it's not. It's not. I'll tell you why. Because
Anmol, I think it's just a case of typical Trumpist overreach, because remember, the Saudi Minister of State, he traveled to New Delhi, went back to Riyadh, traveled to Islamabad, came back. Obviously, because the world was concerned, this is the first time that this kind of conflict is happening at a level.
He said, Donald Trump said, I'm going to make a casino called Casino Trump in Gaza Strip. Does anyone take him seriously?
Yeah, exactly.
You are only you'll take him seriously. Jyotsna wants to respond to you.
Arnab ji, there are a couple of points. 1 second, Anmol ji, 1 second.
Just because
just allow me.
I haven't completed.
Anmol ji, just allow me. Allow me, Anmol.
I haven't completed. I just need 10 seconds. Because we are discussing insult to our Indian army, so why don't we call the names of Vijay Shah, जिसने हमारी कर्नल सोफिया जी को आतंकवादी की बहन कहा? Why don't we call the name of जगदीश देवड़ा, मध्य प्रदेश डिप्टी सीएम, जिसने कहा इस देश की सेना और सैनिक प्रधानमंत्री के चरणों में नतमस्तक हैं? About बीजेपी एमपी जांगड़ा, जिन्होंने कहा कि जिनका सिंदूर छीना गया उनमें वीरांगना का भाव नहीं था. इस तरह के स्टेटमेंट दिए जा रहे हैं. These kind of deplorable statements are being made by the party at the center, and no action is taken against them.
Or also of the Samajwadi Party spokesperson Ali Mahmoodabad. And what about Ali Mahmoodabad of the Samajwadi Party?
Speak now. You have to speak now, Anmol. My simple question is, you have spoken about Vijay Shah.
Okay, Jyotsna.
1 second. You have to hold on, Anmol. You have to hold on. I really think you should have also spoken about Manjunath, the Congress MLA. You forgot about the Congress MLA who literally made a mockery of the victims of Pahalgam. I'm sorry, you didn't speak about him. You did not speak about him. Now, let me talk. Please, Anmol ji, एक बार बात करने दीजिए. 1 second, Anmol ji. He did a mockery of the victims. I'm sorry. He did it. Are you crazy, sir? He did it. Manjunath जो कांग्रेस एमएलए है उसने करा है. आप उनका Why didn't you speak about him? Now let me finish my point. Anmol ji, let me finish my point. Anmol ji, come on. You can't just bluff like this. I'm sorry. Let me finish my point. All the technicalities, sir, let me finish. थोड़ा शांत हो जाओ. मैं बताती हूँ आपने कैसे मिलिट्री का, आर्मी का अपमान किया. मैं बताती हूँ. Let me explain. Because the technicalities have already been explained by Sanju. Now I'll tell you what is Operation Sindur. Let me tell you, Operation Sindur is not merely a reaction. I'm sorry, it is not merely a reaction. It is a strong message to the entire world, especially Pakistan, that boss, if you meddle with us, if you mess with us, ईंट का जवाब हम पत्थर से देंगे. It was our strong message to Pakistan. My only concern is Why aren't you guys understanding that? अरे आप जाके ट्रम्प की बात मान रहे हो? You fail to acknowledge your own external affairs minister. You will believe what Trump says. You don't want to believe what external affairs minister says. You don't want to believe what military says. You don't want to believe what army says. But you want to believe Pakistan. You want to believe what Trump says. Come on, sir. I think you have to have some spine here. I'm sorry. You have to sit and talk. You have to. आपको कांग्रेस को सपोर्ट करना है करते रहो. But not at the cost of the nation. But not at the cost of the nation. I'm sorry. आपको कांग्रेस को सपोर्ट करना है. आपको कांग्रेस
अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पे कह रहे हैं कि उन्होंने मध्यस्थता कराई. हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी के मुंह में जबान नहीं है.
And let me tell you one more thing. Let me tell you one more thing, Anmol ji. Let me tell you one more thing. Sitting on this particular debate, you have spoken all
वोट मांगने जाते हैं अमेरिका उनके लिए.
Sanju on the bigger screen. Sanju.
What kind of language is this man using for the Prime Minister? Why have you not asked Anmol to apologize?
हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री सेना के पीछे छिप रहे हैं.
आप you know, there is 1 minute. I'll have to make a point here. The promise is you are insulting both the Prime Minister. 1 minute. Anmol now 1 minute. Anmol now 1 minute. Just 1 minute, please, Anmol. This is not a Delhi election debate. This is not a Delhi election debate. You need to understand this. 1 minute.
Ask this man to apologize.
No, I will have to make a point here and you will have to let me intervene, Sanju. Wait.
Abusing the Prime Minister.
Anmol and Sanju, please pull back for a minute, both of you. I need to make a serious comment. Anmol, listen to me. 1 minute, Sanju. I am making a point here and you all need to hear me. Thank you. Anmol and Sanju, let me intervene. You cannot keep speaking over me. A serious point has been made. You see, viewers, we are in a very serious, can I have everyone on and not this? We are in the middle of a very serious debate on the comments of Jaishankar in the consultative committee meeting. I believe that some members of the opposition here are both making personal remarks on the Prime Minister and the Indian Army. And I have said here, I believe Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai. I see exactly what he says there, and I would very clearly say, without a doubt, I believe him. And the second point I want to make is, you cannot at a time of conflict distinguish between the army and the government. The army and the government are one. And the army moves, the military moves on the advice and guidance of the government.
The political leadership.
And it's an obvious thing, I hope Anmol understood, that the political leadership gives the direction. You have to be extremely conspiratorial in your behavior, malevolent in your thought, to say I want to distinguish between the political leadership, the elected government and the military. What are you suggesting? You must not use that language, and you must not lower the level of the debate by making comments like that. Anmol, it is most unnecessary.
140 crore Indians.
Yeah, 140 crore Indians have chosen Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister, and he's done a damn good job of guiding us through these difficult times. If you guys had been in power, you would have done nothing. Your record shows that if you had been in power, you did nothing. What precious little did you do after 26/11?
You are the anchor. Let me.
What did you do?
The anchor.
What did you do after 26/11? 1 minute, everyone on, please. I said no to that. Now everyone please pull back. You have to understand today, 1 minute, there is a reason today why the Prime Minister has sent all party delegations all over the world. That shows the nature of our political leadership, which says, well, I think that I'll let Sanju respond to you, because you'll see failure in everything. You are anti-army, you're not anti-government, you're anti-army.
Arnab ji, I strongly condemn these kind of words because you are feeding the
पूरी की पूरी पार्टी is out on bail. केजरीवाल is out on bail in liquor scam. Sanjay Singh is out on bail in the liquor scam. Manish Sisodia is out on bail in the liquor scam. Satinder Jain is out on bail in the liquor scam. Your entire top brass is out on bail. They have not been given a clean check. You were wiped out in Delhi Assembly elections. Your boss Kejriwal could not even retain his own seat. The people of Delhi have shown the exit door to Kejriwal, both in the MCD elections and in the Assembly elections. And very soon, Punjab will also see
I think that
stood with us and
Punjab की जनता भी आपका असली चेहरा देख चुकी है.
You failed to convince the neighboring states.
No wonder.
Pakistan. That's why they even received funding from the IMF.
Each
भाषण दे रहे हो.
abusive mouth Your party loses 100 votes. इसलिए अनमोल पवार शांत हो जाओ, पहले चुनाव जीतना सीखिए।
आप लोग ये बताएं वो 4 आतंकवादी पकड़े गए या नहीं? आज तक वो 4 आतंकवादी नहीं पकड़ पाए। एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स मिनिस्टर उन्हें इत्तला करते हैं पाकिस्तान को कि वो हमला करने वाले हैं।
I'd now like to welcome into the debate Kapil, Madan and Ishkaran. See, before I bring Kapil, Madan and Ishkaran, I think that at some point of time we will have to delink, Abhishek, between politics and government and army. You know, I think what's happened, the mistake here is nobody in the world can take responsibility for Trump.
Yeah.
Trump saying something and some politicians in India using it to run down the government and the army, when Trump has done a U-turn on so many issues in the past. And in fact, today, Putin has said that this is a man with emotional overload. In other words,
it's
he's not
5
even
months that he's been trying to do a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. He has failed. So obviously, he would not have succeeded in 2 nights. It's principally because India's military objectives were achieved and that we are looking at long-term
And what I find amusing here is that look at the person who is saying these things, Rahul Gandhi. Every time he sets foot outside America, he wants foreign intervention. He says America must intervene. His entire business is around foreign intervention. His great-grandfather initiated the UN appeal, internationalized the Kashmir issue by approaching the UN in 1948. They say we don't like Arnab's narration of history. We're going to sue the living daylights out of him. But when Pakistan launched Operation Gibraltar, why did Lal Bahadur Shastri allow the Soviets to mediate the Tashkent Declaration? Why did they accept Soviet mediation?
Yeah.
Right? After 1971, when we won, when Sam Manekshaw won, why did we cave into the pressure from Zulfikar Bhutto in 1972 in the Shimla Agreement? Yeah. These are the questions which we must talk about. Nevertheless, I don't want to go back into history. See, Kapil, be reasonable. Be reasonable. I really think that you should do your damage control. There is so much anger across India at the way in which you are trying to cast aspersions on the achievements of the government of India and the Indian Army. Don't separate between the two.
Allow me to.
I would like to get Kapil to come in, and after that, Nahid, please, because he hasn't spoken. Thank you.
Arnab, allow me to say a few things here. I heard Honorable Prime Minister's interview wherein he said that we have sent a delegation which have members both from the ruling party and from the opposition. But I would just, like to remind our viewers here, diplomacy is not a firefighting. Diplomacy is a foresight. I asked just one question here. Why did the government and what did the government did while, with an aim to expose Pakistan and the fact that there are terror camps and these kind of terrorist organizations who are operating under the shelter of the government? Why is that
under the shelter of the government? Like this, we bombed the headquarters.
That's not fair.
You didn't see the bombing of the headquarters?
That's not fair. If that's not fair, I am making
I'm just saying, I know it's not fair, but did you see the bombing of the headquarters or you missed it? That means you weren't watching Republic.
Hold on. Now, you would also agree with me.
Did you see these pictures?
In fact,
don't put me off air. I'm asking you, did you see these? No, full frame in the middle, please. That was the right video. Did you see these pictures? No, 1 second. Kapil, my only question to you is, I'll just take half a minute. Did you see these pictures? Did you see these pictures or you missed them? Or you were watching Spider-Man at that time?
Arnab, I know
or Netflix.
Nobody watches Netflix. My questions are very pointed. What I am asking here is that it is an admitted position here that our diplomacy has not performed the way we would have liked them to perform.
Who admitted
that's
position?
The reason why.
It's a very big word. Who used admitted by whom?
Hold on.
Admitted by whom? No, you hold on. You use the word admitted position. I'm asking you, admitted by whom?
No, hold on.
Admitted by whom?
So tell me something.
No, admitted position much bolo. Admitted by whom?
Arnab, tell me something. How many delegations were sent prior to this incident? You please.
Prior to the incident?
How many such
prior
delegations?
Prior to the incident means
Pakistan
what?
Was exposed. How many delegations were sent prior to this incident?
We first
while
hit
exposing Pakistan.
You think we should?
Okay, so you will let those terror camps
so
go,
what you're saying
and
is
run in the
what he's saying, Ishkaran, we should not have carried out the bombings and the missile attacks.
No.
We should have been sending delegations instead. Very Congress behavior.
You don't have a
I have patiently waited for my time. Let me please have my say. Arnab, I have patiently waited for my time. I need to have my say. Firstly, what is very amusing is that the foreign minister's clip, which you played, was in English. Now, Rahul Gandhi not understanding the nuances of Hindi could be a misunderstanding. Him not understanding English is a clear case of mischief because he understands the language rather well. Right? It's not Hindi. It's not some regional language which is playing. It is not a language alien to him. So when you speak things which will be used by the government of Pakistan, by the public of Pakistan, by the media in Pakistan, by an ecosystem outside India, foreign rats which have no credibility left, even in their own country, and I don't want to name them, but all those rats which will then play up that, amplify that ecosystem will, that India lost planes, that India forewarned. Common sense is in short supply, but you are actually saying that the foreign minister was telling them that hum tumhe marne aa rahe hain, was giving a forewarning, was trying to make a job more difficult for the government. Have common sense at least. You can't be so blinded in your politics not to have that. And if in spite of warning, we went and banned them in their military bases, that shows our military prowess. But there was no warning given. It was just something which we have already played out. Now what I want to come into, which is more important, is why is this being done? Even today, we do not know a secret MOU with China. Will 10, 15, 20 years down the line, Arnab, our children be debating what was that secret MOU which we still do not know. And they talk about transparency. They talk about what the government is doing as to sending delegations. Please remember, after you have achieved your objectives, you go to the world and tell them this is what we achieved, this is what power, and this is what we need to do in future. Last thing I will say is this on Donald Trump. He just called Putin batshit crazy or some sort of crazy. He changes his statement on his own violation 10 times a day. But we are playing it up here because it serves anti-India agenda. Please, at the time of war, we have a civilian control over the army. Respect the army. Respect the achievements. Because when 26/11 happened, you had the chance. You did nothing.
Okay, so China issue. I think it's a good time for Congress to declare the arrangement with China.
Let me just
absolutely.
And whether
he's spoken everything here. He's spoken everything here, but he has not answered my point. What did the government has done prior to this incident to expose these terror camps in Pakistan?
Okay, so Sanju, what he's trying to say,
How many
in
how many
what do you mean, Kapil?
How many these kind of issues were raised?
Kapil, you know, Kapil, the number of times that the UNSC has discussed terror emanating from Pakistan, the number of times it has been mentioned in the United Nations General Assembly, at least a dozen times each in both the bodies. Kapil, I mean, you know, the fact that finally, despite all the objections by Pakistan, Masood Azhar could be declared a terrorist is because of a lot of diplomacy.
I'll tell you here, 1 minute. You have to have a problem of comprehension, and coming from the Congress, it's not surprising. But I'll tell you here what the army said. And Nahid, 1 minute. Nahid, 1 minute. Unlike you, I trust my army.
Real planes to do real action.
And I trust my Prime Minister, who has given great guidance and leadership to the armed forces. The armed forces said, we are in a combat situation and losses are a part of it. The question is, have we achieved our objective? The answer is a thumping yes. The army has made its position clear. Nahid, the video was released by the army, which explains that Operation Sindur is not just another operation. The army has made it clear it has been striking hard under the guidance of the political leadership. It had said our job is to hit the target, not to count the body bags. Mulayam Singh Yadav, when he was defense minister, never spoke this language. Why didn't he speak the language when he was defense minister?
Arnab ji, what are you speaking? Honorable Netaji, when he was the defense minister, उन्होंने तो कितना कुछ आर्मी के लिए कर दिया था. वो सब बातें सबको मालूम है कितना कुछ उन्होंने किया. लेकिन अभी जिस प्रकार से I am seeing that you yourself are not satisfied with what BJP spokesperson is speaking. That's why
both of you don't speak together. I'll give 30 seconds to each. Sanju, just be quiet for 30 seconds because both of you talking together won't help me. Nahid, you complete your point. जो भी बोलना है बोल लीजिए. Sanju, after that I'll come to you, please. I can't hear two audio tracks. I can't hear two audio tracks. Sanju, after she finishes, I will come to you. Let's make a deal here. Thank you.
We don't need your
Arnab ji, she cannot understand English. She cannot understand anything. Please lower her volume, lower her audio.
Sanju, up.
अखिलेश यादव हार गए 2027 का चुनाव भी आपके बॉस अखिलेश यादव हारने की कगार पर है. You will be wiped out in 2027 elections also. And I am now giving you a taste of your own medicine by not allowing you to speak, because you did that to me for the first 15 minutes of the debate. Now say, Operation Sindur was a success. Say, Operation Keller was a success. Say, Operation Black Swan to make National Free Bharat was a success.
Nahid.
अब मैं बोलूं? अरे stop her shouting where she's not sitting in a drawing room of a house where she's yelling. Tell her to behave herself.
Respect the Prime Minister of the country.
This is not BJP Karyalay. Please tell her to behave herself. We've seen what is happening in BJP Karyalay. We've seen what has happened in Kunda. This is not BJP Karyalay. Please tell her to behave herself.
Now, congratulate Prime Minister Modi. Be a good citizen. Come on, be a good citizen.
Anmol on the right. Anmol.
Show that you're a good citizen. Show that you're a good citizen. You're not a petty human being. Congratulate the Prime Minister. Show that you're a good citizen.
Okay, now Anmol is on.
Show that you can rise above political ideology and political affiliations. प्रधानमंत्री को मुबारकबाद दीजिए ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के लिए. हिम्मत है, और you will be bound by your political akas and their limitations. Congratulate the Prime Minister for doing a splendid job. Has any Prime Minister put...
Nahid, you're also speaking constantly over her. That's wrong.
65 years.
No, I'm not speaking over her. I'm asking you to tell her to stop speaking now.
Has any Prime
But both of you have been speaking over each other.
I'm not speaking.
Prime Minister
If you cannot allow me to speak, don't call me from next time.
Launch pads
It's not possible for me.
Now,
No.
Has any
Nahid on
Prime
the
Minister
bigger
called up the nuclear blast of Pakistan?
Nahid on the bigger screen. Yeah. See, I think...
प्रधानमंत्री को मुबारकबाद देते
अरे भाई, she's something wrong with her mouth. Suffering from some verbal cancer.
मुंह खुल जाता है.
Verbal diarrhea. She has verbal diarrhea. She needs to be treated. She needs to be treated. She's suffering with verbal diarrhea.
The establishment of the day takes the decisions. Had we not had Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the head of affairs, हमारा वही हाल होता जो 26/11
Anmol, did the army not work under the directions of the political leadership? I don't understand your point here. When it is clearly, I think it's very wrong in a country which is a democracy to try and draw a wedge between the army. What they are trying to do here is draw a wedge between the political leadership and the army. I think you can ask Anmol about that.
Not the first time. Not the first time.
Why would you say? Which was the last time you remember?
Remember they calling army
Chief Sarakka Gunda.
Chief Sarakka Gunda, and then they said when Yogi had made a comment, they said this is not Modi's army. This is a nation's army.
They tried to divide the army on the basis of caste.
And then, of course, we had Ram Gopal Yadav talking about Vyomika Singh's caste.
Anmol.
My time to speak. Allow me.
Anmol.
We have. Let me make it very clear. We have never made any such comment. जैसा अभी अभिषेक जी ने बताया, and we are very clear in our thought when we are questioning the government that have they nabbed those 4 terrorists of the Pahalgam incident.
Jyotsna.
And why did this
I can't hear you, Jyotsna. Please unmute
American
yourself.
president's pressure?
Anmolji, you forgot about the 100 terrorists our army shot down in Pakistan. अब क्यों भूल जा रहे हो? कितने टेररिस्ट को हमारा वो क्यों भूल जा रहे हो? आप यहाँ पे कितने फाइटर जेट मारे गिरा दिए वो पूछ रहे हो? आप ये क्यों नहीं देख रहे हो कि आर्मी ने क्या किया?
हम नहीं पूछ रहे।
क्यों आर्मी को why are you hell-bent on demeaning the army? Why are you hell-bent on demeaning Indian army? Sir, I think you have to draw your lines very clear. आपको you want to criticize the government or you want to criticize BJP? You have to listen. You have to fix it on that. अरे कुछ तो शर्म करो कम से कम असदुद्दीन ओवैसी तो सीखो, उससे तो सीखो कम से कम आप उनसे तो. He at least has come out and said we are Indians first. Forget about our religion. Now आप भी यही कर रहे हो. You are supporting Congress, ठीक है? That's your political compulsion. But don't demean the army. Don't demean the nation.
We will
Sir, I think
question
you have to
the
draw a
government.
line.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think what's worrying me is that Anmol, I'll tell you personally what's worrying me, Abhishek, is that for the last since 22nd we've been united as a nation. We've spoken in national interest, and for a while at least I was enjoying the absence of a political debate. I would appeal to all political parties, they are all a very important part of our democratic fabric, to not look for a needle in a haystack on this one. I think this is something people in the country won't appreciate. They really won't. And I'm not taking a party position, Nahid. I'm saying something that's good for the country. I thank you.
At least allow me to speak, Arnab.
You have been speaking throughout. Nobody else spoke.
No, I've not spoken at all. I was interrupted by Sanju Verma. You yourself, you're not satisfied with what BJP spokesperson is saying.
I am unhappy at the nature of the political debate. Everyone on Nahid, I'll call you again on this.
Satisfied with what she has said.
No. I am not happy with the political debate.
Utter nonsense she speaks. Mr. Modi, when he addressed the nation at 8 p.m., he addressed the nation, he clearly said all the opposition parties, including...
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for this debate. I'm over time. I thank you very much. And I hope what I said made some sense. I'll see you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, without fail. Good night and goodbye.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
Mahi sir, how much do you love your fans?
Honestly, I love my new fans. पुराने वाले बेकार में शोर करते हैं।
सर फैंस हैं, शोर तो करेंगे ही ना?
नए वाले नहीं करते।